Hey guys, so I've noticed that one of the most asked questions here on my channel is how I remove my nails. And while I mainly just drill down my nails, I want to show you another way that you can remove your nails. And this is kind of like a known way, but if you're asking me, then you probably didn't know. So I just wanted to have this up there for anyone that needs it. So first off, if you have any length on your nails, you're going to start by taking off a little bit of that length. And I'm using these clippers. You do not want to use any clippers that you're going to be using on your cuticles or anything like that. You want just a designated pair of like acrylic nail cutters, or stuff for like heavy duty stuff for like cutting off gems or stuff like that. You don't want these to also be used on like soft tissue. I wanted to show you guys me taking off these nails with this method because these nails were incredibly thick and super difficult to get off. I had just a bunch of regular acrylic, I had glitter, I had those little fruit design thingies, and then I also had dip acrylic underneath, which is way harder to get off. So I thought that this would be a good set to show you how to remove. So after you've taken any length off, you want to file off the top coat. So basically just any shininess on the top of your nail. If you have a drill, then I just recommend basically just drilling down until you reach like a thin layer, and then that'll come to the next part. With my drill, I use a coarse bit, and when I'm just removing this like top layer, I'm doing it side to side, but if I was just trying to really take off as much as I possibly can, I would be doing it up and down, if that makes sense. Next, you're gonna want to get pure acetone. I suppose that you could just use regular nail polish if you're in a pinch, but it's gonna take way longer and not work as well. So you're gonna want to just basically soak your nails for as long as possible, and this could take a couple goes, just like how mine did, just because mine had so much on there. Normally for like, say you got them done at a regular salon, it will be a way shorter process. And then once it's softened up, you want to get like a cuticle pusher. You can even just get like one of those like wooden cuticle sticks, and just sort of push as much of the acrylic as you can off. Hopefully, if your acrylics weren't too thick, this should just really just take it all off if you soak them for like 20 to 30 minutes in acetone. I know it can be a long time, but you just kind of have to do it. And then came the hard part, which was the dip acrylic, which was way harder to get off. I kind of just had to let those soak until they sort of melted off because they didn't really want to be pushed off. So I basically just let them soak, and then I sort of just got a cotton pad and wiped the rest of it off, and then soaked it again, wiped it off, soaked it again, and then it was pretty much off. If you have just like a tiny little bit, you can file it off, and that is pretty much one of the safer ways to do it. And since I just did have a tiny bit left on those nails, I did just file them off. And voila, this is a much healthier way for your nails rather than just like popping them off and like lifting them. I didn't know this method until I started doing them myself, because when I actually would go to salons with like leftover nails that really just need to be taken off, like half of them were broken, some were lifting, they would get a tip and they would just slide it under and pop it off. And so I always thought that was the way, but that is definitely not, and they were just doing it wrong. So if someone's just doing that for you, they're not doing it right. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps, and I will hopefully see you next time.